Everywhere I go, I put him on my shoulder. He walk on my shoulder. He's just sticking with me. He mess with my ears. And I gotta do like that. He ride on my shirt. This bird is just all over me for some reason. What is going on? Somebody tell me something. This bird is following me. It followed me all the way from home. It's going everywhere I go today. I rolled my windows down and jumped in the car. What am I to do? I do like that, and he stay with me on my shirt. Do anybody know who this bird is? It's trying to pick in my hair. It won't let me go. The bird is just sticking with me. I do like this. He get on my hand. Look at that. He won't go nowhere. He get on my hand. He won't go anywhere. He on my watch. He looking at me. I'm walking. It's not a parrot. It's a regular bird. Came out the tree. All over me. I don't know what it is. I guess I got my own pet bird now. Some people got dogs and cats, and I guess now I got my own bird. Can somebody tell me something?
All right, Shalom Akim. Shalom, the Habakoyim. All right, this is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. All right, coming with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. And before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barak Thumb. All right, so just going to get this, this quick lesson going. I had that video for quite some time, and just pretty much had it sitting in the back burner, to await the day that the Spirit would jump on me to use that video for a lesson. And today's that day. So pretty much, I guess the name of this lesson is we will be at league with the animals. All right, we will be in league with the animals, man. And that's one of the many perks, all right, that is a part of Israel's blessing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going to take place in its perfection. All right. And we see these particular things that's happening on the low level, you know what I'm saying, here as we live out this captivity, but we see only a taste of what's promised to us. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that we get into all the time is spiritual power. All right, spiritual power, or superpower, as some people like to call them. You know what I'm saying? As most like to call them, is something that's not new to the scriptures at all. You know what I'm saying? It's all throughout it. From King David's mighty men, you know what I'm saying, to King David himself, even King Saul. All right. Samson, so on and so forth, the prophet Isaiah. All right. Many sons of Israel have displayed, these different forms of power. You know what I'm saying? And one of these things would be the communication, all right, with animals, man. All right. King Solomon even showed that he was on a high frequency able to communicate with animals to a degree. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of the things that we will have access to when we're in our perfection. You know what I'm saying? To be able to speak to these animals, to be able to communicate and all sorts of things, man. All right. When you think about Noah, this wasn't some small thing that was happening. All right. When all those animals were being gathered to the ark. You see what I'm saying? This wasn't a small thing in any way, shape, or form, man. You see what I'm saying? There was something different during that time when the sons of God were prevalent on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Again, you have to understand, before we were known as Israelites, we were known as the sons of God. You know what I'm saying? And that lineage is tracked, okay, throughout the scriptures, from Abraham to from Adam to Seth. You know what I'm saying? All right, Enoch to Methuselah to Noah to Shem to Arphaxad. All right, Ibar, Nahor, Terah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. You know what I'm saying? To the 12 tribes. You see what I'm saying? That lineage is tracked throughout the history. Okay? And before Isaac had his two sons, before they were known as Hebrews, coming from the lineage of Ibar, you know what I'm saying? During the time of Noah, men were able to live hundreds of years. You see what I'm saying? With Methuselah being the oldest man ever living on the planet. I think it was about 992 years, right? I could look that up, but for the sake of time, you know what I'm saying, I'm just gonna let that go. But long life wasn't just a thing, you know what I'm saying? Because initially we were supposed to be immortals, as was Adam and Eve. They were immortal, you know what I'm saying, before they fell. And when they fell, that immortality was stripped away from us. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let me get this real quick. I know I'm segueing, or I guess I'm steering off a little bit, just a little bit, man. Just bear with me, man. Let me see. This is 2nd Esdras. All right, 2nd Esdras chapter 4. And Salakia. Damn. I'm trying to find this precept here. As a matter of fact, let me just look this up. All right, bear with me. All right, Salakia, I was in the wrong chapter. Okay, so let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 7. All right, and let's hit verse 6. It reads, "There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things." Okay, and that city is talking about the New Jerusalem. Okay, it's talking about the kingdom of the Most High, man, the kingdom of God, right? Which will be headed by Yahweh Shai, okay, and the 144,000 headed by the 12, which is headed by King David himself, okay, and the large multitude. You see what I'm saying? There's another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. Okay, the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were fire on the right hand and on the left hand a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, Even so also is Israel's portion. Because for their sakes I made the world. Because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. Okay? They are but few and evil, full of perils, and very painful. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure. Okay? For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure. Like I told you, Adam and Eve were made immortal. You see, they had not known sin. And the scriptures tell you, all right, that where there is sin, there is death. You see what I'm saying? So what happens if you're not able to sin? That means that you literally become immortal. And that's what's promised to the Israelites, beginning with the elect of Israel. All right? Their bodies will be changed in a moment, in the blinking of an eye. You know what I'm saying? And they will put on the immortal. Okay? That's 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. You see? Verse 13, excuse me. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. Okay? So as I was going into the lineage of the sons of God, okay, which began with Adam, and then went on to Seth, into Enoch, and Methuselah, and to Noah, and to Shem, and so on and so forth. Okay. During this time before the flood, you know what I'm saying, the sons of God had these particular abilities. The scriptures say that they were giants, that they were men of renown. Okay, when you go into that word for Nephilim, the Hebrew is Nephilim. Okay, Nephilim, talking about the fallen ones. Okay, and we fell from that grace due to sin. You see what I'm saying? By following the ways of the heathen, which is the same exact thing that's being done today. You see? So at that time, we were able to have communication with these very beasts and with the fowls. You know what I'm saying? So after the fall, what happened? Those particular abilities were stripped away. Okay? Long living, you know what I'm saying, long lasting life, living for hundreds of years, being able to communicate with animals, you know what I'm saying, these abilities that we had, okay, where we would, you know, they could be considered as supers if we were to compare them to the Marvel movies, you know what I'm saying, to the comics, to the DC comics and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? They would be seen as supers. They would be seen as superheroes, if you will. You know what I'm saying? But again, they fell. They started following the ways of the heathen. Okay, before the laws were written on tablets, they were oral in that time. You see what I'm saying? They were oral. This is why this is how Noah was able to know which animals were clean and which animals were unclean to be let on the ark. You see what I'm saying? When the animals came to him, how did they come to him? You know what I'm saying? Would Noah had summoned them. All right? Would the Lord had sent them, and the Lord used Noah to be able to categorize them, okay? And these animals would be in subjection to him. It goes right back to the beginning. All right? Let's do this. All right, this is Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26. And the Most High said, let us make man, there's the Elohim, excuse me. Let me correct that. All right, the word for the Hebrew word that's being used here in place of God is actually Elohim. All right, excuse me. Okay, so Elohim would refer to what? It would refer to, all right, the powers. And the powers, it goes into Yahushua and the first fruits. That's also mentioned in Romans. Okay? Yahushua, the first fruits, the ones that were here in the foundation of the earth. Okay? At the very beginning. So it says, and the Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. You see? So that goes into the fact that we were able to have dominion over these animals. And with dominion comes communication. Okay? You communicate with the things that you dominate. Right? And so the point is, that's exactly what the children or the children of Israel or the sons of God are coming back to. Okay? I said all that to say this. Okay, so let's jump into it, man. Please forgive my long intro. That took forever, didn't it? Yeah, that took 17 minutes. I gotta do better, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to manage my time a little better, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The Spirit does what it does. All right, this is Job chapter 12 and verse 7. It says, but ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee. You see? So when you got these different superheroes like Aquaman, you know what I'm saying, who's able to communicate with the sea life. All right. These things were known. They weren't mysterious, you know what I'm saying? In the ancient world, they were well known at that time. Okay? Just a quick testimony of my own, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we see this this form of power on a very low level in these days, you know what I'm saying? A very low level. So what I experienced was I was at a farm, all right? I lived on the farm for a few months. And there were different cattle, you know what I'm saying? You had sheep, you had goats, so on and so forth. You had yak, horses. Well, there was also a pony. There was also a pony on the farm too. And one day I was just chilling, you know what I'm saying, with one of the ranchers there. All right. And there was a pony. I want to say the pony was about 10 yards away. And it was just minding his business, you know what I'm saying? It was grazing the field. It was you know what I'm saying, it was just eating and all that stuff, just doing what it was doing. So what I did was I extended my hand towards it and I just focused on it. And the pony stopped what it was doing and it looked at me and it just walked towards me all the way from 10 yards. It walked all the way towards me. All right. And once it got to me, I was able to pet it. It let me pet him. You know what I'm saying? Let me just, just touch on him. All right. Just graze him. All right. And when I was done, it went right back to what it was doing. I looked at the rancher and the rancher looked at me and he was in the state of awe. You know what I'm saying? Like he couldn't believe what he just saw. You know what I'm saying? And like I say that to say this, that this is a small degree of what we're going to be able to do. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I wasn't even in the truth at that time. I didn't know anything about the mysteries in the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? Had no clue. Right? Had no clue. I myself was shocked. Asking myself, like, how the hell did I do that? You know what I'm saying? But, when you know this truth is it opens itself to you. You know what I'm saying? The understanding opens more. Right? Let's go here. Okay, because when we're changed and we're brought to a high frequency, to a high level, you know what I'm saying, to God's status once again, as we once were in the past, okay, we're going to be able to do these things simply, you know what I'm saying, easily. Right? Isaiah chapter 4, verse 2. It says, "In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel." Okay? The Lord is going to show forth his glory and his magnificence through his elect, beginning with our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach and the 144,000. Right? So I mentioned those new bodies. Let's first get the book of Psalms and let's go to chapter 82. All right, Psalms 82 and 6. It says, let me start at verse 1. Psalms chapter 82 and 1, it says, "The Most High standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods." All right. And when you look at that word for gods, okay, it goes into a lower G. All right. It's lower G. It says gods with lower G, not a capital G. So what we are, all right, the saints of the Most High, they are what? They are lower gods. You see what I'm saying? Able to do all these magnificent things, okay, through the Spirit once we're perfected. Okay? And we're going to literally be representatives of the Lord, man. You got to remember that the children of Israel are known as Zion, or in the Hebrew, Tazayawan, which means memorial. So when the people see us, they're going to see the Heavenly Father. You see? Verse 6, Psalms chapter 82, verse 6, it says, "I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High." All right. So let's go to the book of Romans. All right, Romans chapter 8, verse 16. It says, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit, that we are the children of the Most High. And if children, then heirs, heirs of our power, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. All right, so let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Okay, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and let's hit the point. Let's start at verse 51. All right, 1 Corinthians 15 and 51, and I'll read on down. It reads, "Behold, I show you a mystery. Ye shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. This blessing of immortality is not given to anyone other than the Israelites, beginning with the elect of the nation of Israel." You see what I'm saying? All Israel shall receive of this power. Most in small degrees, all right, or smaller degrees than the elect. You see what I'm saying? The elect, beginning with the 144,000, are going to have higher degrees. There's going to literally be a hierarchy, all right? A hierarchy within the kingdom. You're going to have Yahushua, then you're going to have King David, then the 12, then the rest of 144,000, okay? Then you're going to have the large multitude that make it on the first round to be a part of the first dominion, okay? Then you will have the 2/3 who die on this side, who are destroyed on this side. You see what I'm saying? They're going to come back in a reincarnation through the loins of the elect men. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to be born or birthed into the covenant. They're going to be living as immortals. They're going to have spiritual powers, albeit not to the degree of the elect. You see? But all of Israel shall be a nation of immortals, a nation of kings and priests. You see what I'm saying? Our women shall be princesses. All right? Verse 52, it says, "In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, when the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, Death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord Yahweh, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord." All right, let's go to Hosea. All right, just to expound on the fact that we will have this power. Okay? And it's going to be like breathing. You know what I'm saying? Like breathing. The way you walk, you walk to your neighbor or somebody, you know what I'm saying? You say, "What's up, man? How you doing, Steve?" It's just going to be that simple. You say hello to a canary bird or something. You say hello to a giraffe somewhere. You can just communicate with these animals. So this is Hosea chapter 2, because this is going to happen, man. Hosea chapter 2, verse 18. It says, "And in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground, and I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and will make them to lie down safely. That's how you know that these so-called JOOs do not fit the bill. They do not fit prophecy, man, because if that was the case, there would be no wars. The scriptures say clearly that when the Israelites go back home, all right, and they are placed in righteousness and righteous bodies, you know what I'm saying, under the new covenant, then there will be no more wars anymore. You see? Let's go to Ezekiel. All right. Ezekiel chapter 34 and verse 25, it says, "And I will make with them a covenant of peace, and will cause the evil beasts to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods." All right. Okay. Remember, the scriptures say that the branch of the Lord shall be beautiful, man. All the children of Israel are going to be in their right minds, man. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 21. "Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified." Okay? Continue on, verse 22. "A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time." Right? Meaning what? Meaning that we, the children of Israel, are going to have many, 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 many children. Many children. Okay? All right, a little one shall become 1,000. So you can imagine one man having a family so large, all right, a family of Israelites coming out of his loins so large that they can equal up to a nation. You see, and that comes by having multiple wives, many wives. That's another thing that's important to note. Okay. The fact of you women, you know what I'm saying? The fact of you women giving birth in pains, that's not going to be an issue anymore. You're not going to have that anymore. All right? Not going to have that. Pains at childbirth. No. It's going to be as simple as a gazelle giving birth to one of the calves. You know what I'm saying? It just comes right on out with ease. No pain. You know what I'm saying? It's just very simple. Right? Let me I think I want to get 1 Timothy. Is it 1 Timothy? Slovakia. No, that's the wrong spot. That's the wrong spot. Just do this. I was right there, damn. I was right there. So this is 1 Timothy. All right, 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. All right. 1 Timothy 2 and 15, it says, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness and with sobriety. Okay? So yeah, man, you women are going to be having a lot of children. A lot of children. And everyone's womb is going to be blessed. All right? Every woman's womb is going to be blessed, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, the Lord said that he will hasten in his time, meaning what? Meaning the men's sperm is going to be supercharged. You know what I'm saying? So every money shot, you're going to get pregnant, man. Every money shot, you're going to get pregnant. It's an absolute 100% guarantee. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord's going to hasten it, as in you women are going to have full wombs that are able to bear. You know what I'm saying? No woman will be barren, and no man shall be impotent. You see? No man shall be impotent. Ain't gonna be there will be no such thing as ED. You know what I'm saying? Also known as erectile dysfunction. No more of that. You see what I'm saying? All right. I know I'm steering off, man. I know I'm steering off, but please bear with me. This is let's end this off in the book of Romans. Let's go back to Romans chapter 8. And let's finish it there. All right. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 18. It says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy, all right, are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. All right, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of our power, the sons of God. Kohla Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem V'Chakwadash. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Again, this has been your brother Zakar Ya'Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and from I've grown in this truth under. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.